Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim returning to these videos. Alright, so this is a video on this article. Was posted on April 12th, 2020, Year of Prophecy. And it's titled, it's revealed, U.S. government gave 3.7 million grant to Wuhan lab at Center of Coronavirus Leak Scrutiny that was performing experiments on bats from the caves where the disease is believed to have originated. Alright, so as we know, these are the times that we're in, with the whole COVID-19, quarantine, martial law, World War III in the midst, prophecy being fulfilled. These one of the things that's going to happen is that America, which is known as Babylon in the scriptures, is going to start being ousted out for the wicked nation that it truly is. Like this article is pretty much speaking about how it's America's fault that a lot of people are catching the COVID-19. So a plethora of things that Babylon the Great is doing. Because I think it was a few months ago. And it didn't even feel like a year ago. That guy Jeffrey Epstein, he got arrested. Then he, so-called committed suicide. Then what that guy was doing is he had a really big child sex operation, pretty much. You can look at it, look into the details yourself. And I haven't watched this video. I had a family member who was talking to me about this video. It's called Out of the Shadows Official. It's a documentary, pretty much. It's going into the mainstream media and Hollywood and how they manipulate and control the masses by spreading propaganda in their content. And I haven't watched it. I might make a video on it when I finish it. But it's pretty much, because all these things, they're not being hid anymore. They're being unveiled. So I'm going to start with this precept before I go into the article. This is Isaiah 47 verse 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." So the virgin daughter of Babylon here is talking about America. The precept to that is Psalms 137. They're the virgin daughter of Babylon, the Edomites. They're the ones who are ruling this world. They're the captain of this boat that's known as America. They decide what happens and who people do where at. And what they're doing is they're giving the money and deciding who and where are they going to perform these viral engineerings. It's over there in China. So it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt be," so like it says, "for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Because America is this great nation, so-called. It's never been hit, by great wars, all these things like, people will say 9/11, but even that's up in the air. Not people from America, not a lot of people from America believe in, the mainstream story of 9/11. Because a lot of information comes out that, that was an inside job, so they could, manipulate the masses into allowing them to do more mischievous things, like take away the rights of the people, and then go and bomb other people around the world. So verse 2 says, "Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers." So as this nation, Babylon's being, thrown down, we're in the midst of these prophecies being fulfilled. So it's pretty much, it's equated, the scriptures are equating it to like how it's a woman and her skirt is being lifted. So you're seeing all these things that are being uncovered, like these, what you would call conspiracy theories. The American government was behind, spreading out diseases. And that's what they're about. If you look at those Georgia Guidestones, they want to maintain humanity under 500 million. I believe that's the number. It's pretty much, the wicked elites who are in charge of the world. They're about mass death. So all these things are coming out. That this place pretty much isn't a land of opportunity. It's an opportunity to make money and to die in. So verse 3 says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." Because this whole place, America, which is known as Babylon, its foundation is built on rape, robbery, and murder. And it's they only tell you so much of it during Black History Month. How they had a whole bunch of slaves here. But they don't even tell you the full story. You got a lot of our people who don't even know about the transatlantic slave trade. They don't know pretty much the gist of it. But you could study it, you can find out this information. But that's not in the forefront here in America. Is what they teach people. But it's coming to a time where that information is just getting it's too much. It's on the internet that everyone's they're finding out that America isn't all that great. Isn't that what it's cracked up to be? All right, so I'm gonna go into this article. All right, so I'm just gonna read just a few parts of it. It says the U.S. National Institutes of Health, a government agency, awarded a 3.7 million research grant to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. It says the U.S. government funded research on coronavirus transmission in the lab over the past decade. All right, so it says the Chinese laboratory at the center of scrutiny over a potential coronavirus leak has been using U.S. government money to carry out researches on bats from the caves, which scientists believe are the original source of the deadly outbreak. The Wuhan Institute of Virology undertook coronavirus experiments on mammals captured more than 1,000 miles away in Yunnan, which were funded by a 3.7 million grant from the U.S. government. Sequencing of the COVID-19 genome has traced it back to bats found in Yunnan caves, but it was first thought to have transferred to humans at an animal market in Wuhan. So when this virus came out, the wicked elites of Esau, Edom, the ones who control the world, the so-called Illuminati, they pretty much had a cover story. So, oh, look at this virus that came out because of the people in the Wuhan district, and they were eating the bats. When there's this place right here in Yunnan, this science firm, they're under scrutiny now because it's found out, Babylon's skirt is lifted. We're seeing what was really happening, and even this article, we don't know the full story. We're just getting what they tell us, what we get, just a bunch of breadcrumbs. But anyways, this is the main storyline of the whole COVID-19 virus now, is that it was once told by the media that it came from Wuhan, but now they're saying that there's scrutiny from a science facility that gets 3.7 million grant money from the U.S. government. So continuing on, it says the revelation that the Wuhan Institute was experimenting on bats from the area already known to be the source of the COVID-19, and doing so with American money, has sparked further fears that the lab and not the market is the original outbreak source. So they got the picture right here, China. China's that river right there. Since the Hunan seafood market over here, and there's the Wuhan Institute of Virology. So it's 20 miles away. So as you can see, it didn't necessarily originate here. It originated in a lab. Never trust that enemy. I mean, if you look at this dude's track record, he was putting diseases in the blankets. Who else was doing that? But the so-called white man. And as you can see, he's doing it still. He's messing with the sword, because he's using these these science facilities to pretty much make a weapon of death to kill people. Because that's what the COVID-19 is pretty much designed to do. Alright, so just read this last bit of the article. It says, U.S. Congressman Matt Gaetz said, "I am disgusted to learn that for years the U.S. government has been funding dangerous and cruel animal experiments at the Wuhan Institute, which may have contributed to the global spread of coronavirus, and research at other labs in China that have virtually no oversight from U.S. authorities." So you pretty much get the gist. You got a lot of underhand movements going around, in the theater of the world, which is pretty much America's dictating what's going on around the world. But as this nation's coming down spiritually, not physically yet, all this information is coming abroad. It's coming on the internet. It's on the dailymail.com. You got people pretty much on YouTube. They're pretty much what they call it, like truthers. It's pretty much spiritually, you're seeing this wicked kingdom Babylon, fall down. All right, so I'm going to read this precept. This is Luke 12, verse 1. It says, "In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode on upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, Beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy." So, okay, I forgot to pull up this video before I started recording. Because as you know, Apostle Tahar, he made a video a while back. He was talking about Bishop Nathaniel from the IOIC, place, and so he was pretty much saying, what's your take on getting, a vaccine from a shot from Esau, and then like, if you can watch it, for yourself, but Bishop Nathaniel from the IOIC, he's pretty much, he had a call from a woman, she works at a hospital and she was worried about the vaccine, and he was saying, you got, if you work there, you got to get it. So it's pretty much, this is a little cut on him, is that's the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy, because ultimately, this vaccine is going to lead to the RFID microchip. The Apostle Tahar has been saying in videos already about this topic. If the Heavenly Father doesn't want you to get better, you're not going to get better. Doesn't matter if you take a vaccine or not. So anyways, this is verse 2. It says, "For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops." Just the main thing right here is, how Shai was saying, so that there's nothing covered that shall be not revealed. So all these things, these underhand dealings with China and America, it's being revealed. It's everyone's seeing it. Everyone's seeing, what this devil is doing behind curtains, pretty much. All right, so this is Luke 8, verse 17. It says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." Further, emphasizing, the precept in Luke 12. So all these secret dealings that this wicked, kingdom Babylon is doing, it's going to come abroad. And one of the wicked the dealings that, is pretty much what they would say, it's hidden in plain sight. But nonetheless, they say that it's hidden in plain sight because not everyone knows about it. But it's going to come to a time where everyone's going to know about it. Well, the majority, the masses, are going to know about it. It's about that new world order that they're trying to establish. Through this through this COVID-19 pandemic, the vaccine, and the RFID microchip. All that is leading to the new world order enterprise that they're trying to succeed in. And so this is Job 5 and 12. It says, "He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." So it says he disappointed the device of the crafty, because Yahweh Shai, he's going to crack those clouds and come back here and pretty much slap the plate out of his hand. He's not going to be able to succeed in what he's planning. All these things, making diseases, because this is the blessing of the sword right here. Because no other man can pretty much make a disease, as potent and deadly, so-called, as he could. That's his MO. He can make some water that's supposed to be healthy for you not healthy for you and actually kill you. Alright, so this is Job 20 verse 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him." So right now he's in straits because of all his information overflow. It's all over the internet. People know that this guy is the devil. You can't really talk about Esau Edom on YouTube. You get the comments, they censor that now. Like, that's a new bad word all of a sudden. So that's because he's in straits right now. He's trying to succeed in his new world order. But it's getting hard for him to do that. Up until the point where he starts making that RFID microchip mandatory. So this is verse 23. It says, "When he is about to fill his belly, when he's about to succeed with his new world order and killing the masses and chipping whoever's left, it says, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating." So he's not going to enjoy, the fruits of his labor of controlling the world and wickedness. All right, so these last precepts I'm gonna read is pertaining more about all these heathen nations like China, the Moabites, how they're doing dealings with the Edomites who control the world, and is pretty much they're making harmful diseases in their own backyard. And so this is Jeremiah 51 verse 7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Because right now Esau Edom has the reins of the rulership of the world, and he's pretty much proliferating wickedness, and everybody's following suit. Esau Edom is the reason why everyone's building giant skyscrapers. He's the reason why women wear pants. He's the reason why the culture around the world is the same everywhere. Like you take a trip to Nepal, and I guarantee you there's a McDonald's over there. Just real quick. No, well, I said the one that didn't have it. Nepal does not have one supposedly, but you get the pictures. Afghanistan doesn't have one, obviously. The Seychelles don't have one, but as you can see, this is really a small list because there's McDonald's all over the world, just not in Nepal. Slovakia. Alright, so this is Revelation 11 and 18. It says, And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So there's a lot going on in this precept, but the nations are angry right now, because everyone's going to get judged pretty much. Who out of all these heathen nations didn't have a hand in putting our nation, the Hebrew Israelites, down? But right now they're following suit of Esau Edom. So they're all going to get judged. They're all going to get put into captivity. It says that they should be judged. You're going to continue on this part, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. So the reward of the servants, the prophets, the Hebrew Israelites, is the rulership of this earth, and pretty much king over all these nations. And it says, and to the saints and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And the main ones destroying the earth is Esau Edom. With their viruses, with their fracking, with their culture, with the wines and fornications that they spread out, sodomy and adultery. They're going to be destroyed because they're defiling the earth. And so the last precept I got is Revelation 18 verse 3. It says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And it's very, very, I forget the word. You can see that in this article. All these nations, they're pretty much, over there in Chinese people, so-called Moabites, so-called Chinese. America just comes over there with $3.7 million, and they're happy to work with them. It's happy to work with them to make some viruses, deadly viruses. So I'm gonna read again. It says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. 3.7 million. It's a big number, but this precept isn't necessarily for this specific thing in Wuhan in China. This is going into everything that this wicked demon is doing around the world. And I don't know everything what this wicked demon is doing. But as time keeps going, we're going to see more and more of this Babylon's skirt being lifted. So that's the end of this video. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and Shalom Akim.